Mm, mm. Good evening, Mr. Williams. Sorry I'm late. I was running up the steps. So someone was parked in front of my house. I'm like, well, how about that? I'm like, thank you. I could have just jumped out the car and I had a great day, Duran. Thank you for asking. I had a great day.
Pretty sure. You see, after I left here, I got fired from a whole bunch of jobs. So I asked myself, what would Maya do on this week? So I went to my dad, who owns a huge advertising agency.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm there. I'm big back out everywhere. So throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. But I'm here. Mm, honey, honey. Honey, uh, that honey, honey. Dum, 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 dum. Enchantment, it's you that I need. It is your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Good evening to Deron Williams, who's always first in the chat room on Facebook. And of course, second is Henry Cooper, but some nights they run neck and neck. So, yeah, I appreciate you guys. You know, we have Al's gals, but of course, we also have Al's pals. Here's some more from Enchantment. If I could write a silly love song, or a serious one at that, man. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the beautiful, so true. Ooh, 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 ooh. Have my way. Good evening, Henry Cooper. Thank you. Yeah, I just mentioned your name. There you go. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me or disjoining me, whichever. I once again I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to spread the word. 3 listeners. That can't be right. Oh, that's better. Mmm, warm biscuits. Mm. Mm. Biscuits never tasted so good in the air fryer. That was easy. Woo! Cherish it forever. Yeah. Mm. And that's what I'm talking about. I cherish you. I adore you forevermore. That is enchantment. Three in a row from them right here on Bedtime Stories. With your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to Henry Cooper, who is always second in the chat room. Henry Cooper, Deron Williams, Al's Pals, of course. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. This straight off of Instagram. Men who marry chubby women are 10 times happier, the study says. I don't know who took that study, but okay. Beauty isn't a single measurement. It's not a number on a scale or a dress size. According to research on attraction and self perception, confidence and presence matter more than body type. Plus size black women like Lizzo, Danielle Brooks, and others aren't celebrated because they fit a specific body standard. They're celebrated because they refuse to apologize for taking up space. They show up completely themselves. What separates these women from everyone else isn't their bodies, it's their refusal to perform insecurity. They don't shrink themselves. They don't hide. They don't wait for permission to be beautiful. Lizzo owns her every stage she steps on. Tabria Majors broke barriers in the industry that said that she didn't belong. Precious Lee made fashion houses to see as the standard, not the exception. These women didn't achieve their status by conforming. They achieved it by being authentically unapologetic, I can't say that word, unapologetically, you know what I'm saying, themselves. The most attractive thing a woman can be is confident in who she is. A woman who knows her worth, who moves through the world like she belongs there, who doesn't dim her light for anyone. That woman is magnetic. Plus size women have that power. Your body is not your limitation. Your confidence is your superpower. You don't have to shrink to be worthy of love, success, or respect. The women breaking barriers right now are the ones who refuse to wait for the world's permission to be beautiful. That's the blueprint. And if you guys don't like full figured women, shame on you. Shame on you. Like I always say, I don't like a lot of women. I like a lot of woman. Yeah. If you're not at least 180, then you ain't no lady. That's just in my opinion. I'm only human. Mm-mm. Let me first call Mm-mm. So, did you guys have a good 3 day weekend, or not? Did you have to work? Two in a row from Mr. Jeffrey Osborne. and Crazy About You. Most definitely. Jeffrey puts on one of the best shows I've ever seen for a guy that is 70 years old. I'm like, wow. He comes out in the audience, he sings to the audience, he moves. He doesn't just stand in one spot all night. He doesn't sit on a stool. He performs. Jeffrey Osborne, Crazy About You. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Alan Greer. Hello to Stephanie, God's child. Also to Duran and Henry. Thank you so much. This just came up on my timeline on Facebook. It said, Gail King, best friend of Oprah Winfrey, caught her husband in their home, naked, wrapped in a towel, with her friend. And it wasn't Oprah. Ooh, well, hmm, more details to follow. Here's the great Gene Chandler, or Uncle Gene as I call him. Haven't I heard that line before here on Bedtime Stories? I'm playing this for Professor Reggie Miles because I heard him play it a few minutes ago. Mm-mm. Get some plane. Mm-mm. Blessings to you too, Stephanie. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Where them fans at right here? Where them fans at right there? Get one of those church fans. You know the ones I'm talking about. Before. Baby. Ooh. Stephanie, how's your partner in crime? Tell her I said hello. Better yet, tell her I said hello in the deep voice. Hello. If, there's a rainbow. Listen to me. Come on now, baby. Two in a row from the great Gene Chandler. That, of course, is Rainbow 80. The song that's been done three times, and each time it's charted in the top 10. Back in 62, 67 was the live version recorded at the Regal, and of course the 1980 version, which was recorded in 1979. Gene Chandler, Rainbow 80, right here on Bedtime Stories. With your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Thank you so much for joining us. To everyone who is listening, especially on WRLN Radio, which is Radio Media Station. It's 18 people listening to me right now. That's just on one station. That's a wonderful thing. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Stephanie Godchild, thank you so much for being on my Facebook Live. Uh, I really, I cannot thank you all enough for the support that you all have been giving me. Not only in listening to me on the radio, on the internet, but sending me money too. That's a good thing. Donations are welcome via Zelle at alpgreer@gmail.com. That's Al, P as in Paul, GREER @gmail.com. Here's the first of two in a row from the Isley Brothers. This is Come My Way on Bedtime Stories. Mm. Mm. Good evening, Miss Hill. Sundalia. Did I get it right? Sundalia. Thanks for being on my live as always, ladies and gentlemen. I truly adore you. Had to throw that in there. Ah. It's all right.
Night, Al Greer with bedtime stories.
I've never had biscuits cooked in an air fryer before. I must say it has been an experience. Absolutely. Dad, that ice melted quickly. I know. All right. Stream Boo. Never heard of it. One of my favorite Isley Brothers songs, Don't Hold Back, right here on Bedtime Stories. The show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed, but never to sleep, right here on WOSD Radio, DB Chicago, WRLN Radio, a radio media station, WBOE, which belongs to Professor Reggie Miles, and My Jam Radio. More Bedtime Stories coming up. Good evening, Miss Hill, and once again, Stephanie Godchild.
Jackson Boulevard, there'll be games on wheels, free health screenings, a Michael Jackson tribute show featuring Rico Michael Jackson, Middle Eastern dance lessons, and music by Dr. Al Greer of WOSDRadio.com. It's free and open to all ages. To register, learn more, and purchase VIP tickets, visit www.peerpluscares.org. www.peerpluscares.org. Check-in will be required upon arrival. That's Sunday, June 7th from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Columbus Park Refectory, 5701 West Jackson Boulevard. It's a survivor celebration on National Cancer Survivors Day. Brought to you by Night Out in the Parks and Peer Plus. Do you think you've got what it takes? If you can sing, dance, rap, or do more, feel free to enter the Talent Show Auditions, sponsored by Fly Guys Productions. Registration opens today and closes July 23rd. Audition July 30th and 31st. The Talent Show will be held October 17th. Show up and show out. Only $100 to enter. The grand prize, $1,000 cash. For information, call 773-630-2261. 773-630-2261. Sell your audition fee of $100 to 773-630-2261 or go to www.fgpenterprise.com. If you think you've got what it takes, show up and show out. Sign up today at fgpenterprise.com or call 773-630-2261. This is a Fly Guy production production. 3E's Video and Editing Service and Photography too have developed a new wave in video and photography. 3E's Video is the only top-tier video and photography company that offers you to view some of your wedding, party, and event pictures and video clip the very next day on our social media pages. That's why 3E's Video and Editing Service is the #1 in the Midwest. We bring affordable video, photography, and superb editing to your doorstep. 3E's Video have a new wave approach. 3E's Video is the only top-tier photography company that actually gives you prints and an 8x10 picture mounted in a frame. With over 20 years of experience, they freeze precious moments in time through great videos, photos, and superb editing. So give them a call at 312-623-9587. 312-623-9587. Their motto is Hollywood results at economic prices. 3E's Video and Editing Service and Photography too.
And tell him Al Greer sent you. You call Ernest Leonard, whom I saw tonight at the Rat Pack set. What's going on, Ernie? He said, man, these proms are wearing me out. I said, are you complaining or are you bragging? Which one is it? That means you're working. Can I get a cut? Where's my 5%? Anyway, it's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This, of course, is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time, with one of the greatest musicians of all time, Prince Rogers Nelson. This is Insatiable. Ooh, Lord, help me. Help me. Ooh, excuse me. Miss Hill, Miss Hill. I guess I hit everybody, didn't I? Has it ever been a time? I can ask you. Let me ask the ladies because they usually walk around barefoot. Um, is there something that happens when you get in the house and all of a sudden your feet get hot? I'm just asking, from my own personal understanding. It's like when you get in the, because most women, when they get in the house, whatever shoes that they have on, they pull them off immediately. Excuse me, I didn't get a nap this afternoon. Immediately, you know, they let the toes fly free. You know, I'm just saying. I noticed that. So now I'm unlacing my shoes because now, and it depends on how thick the socks are. So I have on some thick black socks and brown shoes. Yeah, doesn't quite go together, but that's okay. The hat that I had on was brown and black too. So yep, yep. Guess I can leave the door open. Let some air circulate.
Putting you to bed, but not to sleep. It's Al Greer with Bedtime Stories.
Boom.
I got a sense of progress on the meet at the Walgreens, West 79th Street. Said there's a female wearing a purple shirt and yellow pants stealing.
Okay.
I got a sense of progress on the meet at the Walgreens, West 79th Street. Said there's a female wearing a purple shirt and yellow pants stealing.
Okay. Interesting. Ooh. Johnson. Mm. I made that for you, baby. I'll give you my time. It doesn't get any better than that. Prince Rogers Nelson. Come on. And of course, Adora by Prince. Love is too weak to define just what you mean to me. It's one thing to say I love you, but it's another thing to say I adore you. I worship the ground that your pretty feet walk on. It is your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Let me stop before I get in trouble. Oh well. That's the good kind of trouble that I like to get into. Here's R. Kelly, Ron Isley, Aaron Hall, produced by Quincy Jones, with a little help from Tyra Banks in the background. From Q's Juke Joint, this is Heaven's Girl on Bedtime Stories. No word. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. You just don't know. Don't worry, baby. Just hold on. Woo! Good God. Ooh, Lord.
All of your favorite slow jams from back in the day with Al Greer on Bedtime Stories.
Mm. Y'all still with me? I hope so. Thank you. Stay with me now. Oh, that's the long version. Okay. Show you right. That is the entire version of The Secret Garden. Al B. Sure, James Ingram, El DeBarge, Big Band Barry White, and of course produced by the maestro himself, the great Quincy Jones. I'm still a little upset that I did not get a chance to um, do an interview with Mr. Jones. I would have loved that. Seems though I was from his hometown, that would have been a great interview. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, when the Smothers Brothers, for those of you who remember that far back, when the Smothers Brothers sent an apology to President Lyndon B. Johnson for their satirical jokes, Johnson responded with this memorable quote: "It's part of the piece of leadership of this great and free nation to be a target of clever satirists. You have given the gift of laughter to our people. May we never grow so somber or self-important that we fail to appreciate the humor in our lives." This is how a real president responds to political satire. Here's Janet, the first of two in a row on Bedtime Stories. Stella Lefty and the Cletone.
something, Eric. Around 2 weeks ago, presumably in an effort to please Mar-a-Lago, Pete Hegseth canceled the deployment of 4,000 U.S. troops who were about to leave to be stationed in Poland. Sources say that after he announced plans to pull the troops, he got an angry phone call from Trump, who had to explain that Poland was not the country he was mad at. He was mad at Germany, and he wanted to pull the troops from them. You know, we've all made mistakes, but only Pete Hegseth can make a Donald Trump knows more about Poland than I do caliber mistake. The Poles were angry and confused, which I get, but in fairness to Pete Hegseth, you try telling the difference between Poland and Germany after 16 Coors Lights. It's hard. You know, when I was a kid, we used to tell Polish jokes. We had a whole book of Polish jokes. Now, thanks to Pete Hegseth, the Polish are making those jokes about us. Here's one. How many Pete Hegseths does it take to screw in a light bulb on the makeup mirror he had installed at the Pentagon? After Pete's gaffe, the president decided to send 5,000 troops instead of the original 4,000, which is the closest he's ever come to leaving a tip. But I do want to offer some help to our soon-to-be former Secretary of War. Geography isn't for everyone, but here's an easy way to remember what's what. And if you want to send troops to the Netherlands, use the code word Heineken, okay? If you want to send them to Germany, you say Jägermeister. Stoli is Russia, and France is the gay wine one, okay? What a time to be alive. I mean... Between Hegseth and Cash Patel, we are literally making drunk history every day. On Monday, I had a little back and forth online with our nutjob Secretary of Health. I'm looking at my phone, and he mentions me. He posted, RFK Jr. posted something from a parody website that he believed proved his thesis that liberal comedy is on the decline because we make fun of him. So he attacked me. I responded by pointing out a dumb spelling error he made, and that exchange caught the eyes of the gang at the Fox Business Channel.
RFK Jr. triggering late night host Jimmy Kimmel, writing, "This is the best explanation of how we've reached the nadir." Kimmel firing back, mocking Kennedy's spelling mistake with the response, quote, "It's nadir, N-A-D-I-R. Okay, now get back to spreading polio." Okay, so there's something going on. When you're that sensitive, maybe you recognize there's some truth in it. I don't know. What do you think, Joanne?
Oh, absolutely.
What do you think, crazy lady from The Biggest Loser 2012? What do you think, Jillian? How did it come to this? Trump raided that network to fill his cabinet positions, and now there's nobody left to be on it.
Response from Jimmy Kimmel, in just a few words, it exemplifies why he is not funny. He thinks it's an own to highlight a spelling error and then uses polio as kind of the joke. Like, polio is not funny. There are a lot of, you know what? Chicken pox is kind of funny. Shingles, I've had shingles. Shingles is funny.
Okay, well, that's helpful. At least shingles is funny. What about chlamydia? Is chlamydia funny? See, we can work together. Let's punch this up. Last night, Donald Trump defeated yet another prominent member of his own party. Senator John Cornyn of Texas lost his primary to a Trump-endorsed opponent, State Attorney General Ken Paxton. Ken Paxton, what a good this guy. He was indicted in 2015 for securities fraud. He was impeached by the Texas House on 20 charges, including obstruction and making false statements. He retaliated against whistleblowers, including his own top aides, who reported him to the FBI for doing favors for a donor who helped him cover up an extramarital affair. And Trump was like, "This is my kind of guy." Throw in a few bankruptcies, maybe a fraudulent university, and we basically a perfect resume. So this is Ken Paxton. How this man convinced a woman to have an affair with him in the first place, I don't know. But Paxton will now face off against one of the rising stars of the Democratic Party, James Talarico.
Saying we're close to an agreement, he started finding a lot again. It's as if that Peace Prize means nothing to this man. And of course, this is all happening on Memorial Day, the day on which we honor the women and men who gave their lives to protect our country, our freedoms, our ideals, everything we used to stand for. The president posted a message to social media. He wrote, "Happy Memorial Day to all, including the Democrats who disrespect our military and all of the tremendous success that it's had over the last year. God bless those that have made the ultimate sacrifice. I love you all." No one puts the me in Memorial Day.
Greg Kelly of Newsmax show.
Yo, stop
Listen
saying
to Greg reacting to Paxton's hilarious jokes at the victory speech.
My opponent is the most extreme radical the Democrats have ever nominated. He's even running a vegan campaign, whatever that is. He goes by a few names that you may all have heard of. Some people know him as Tofu Tallarico. Some people call him Six Gender Jimmy. I've even heard some people call him James Telefrico.
Damn, Gina. Let me tell you, so those jokes are lazier than Ken Paxton's eye. Okay?
No.
Next time, maybe joke about singles. Next time. We have a primary election coming up on Tuesday here in California. You know that, Guillermo?
Yes, Jimmy.
You know who's running in there?
A lot of people, yes.
A lot of people. Who do you like for governor? You thought about anything?
I don't know, Jimmy. I think you should ask Jennifer Lopez to run for mayor.
Damn it, Janet. '70s love group from Janet Jackson. Right here on Bedtime Stories. Good Lord, Janet. Nobody can do a sexy song like Janet. Nobody. Except, let's see, who else can do a sexy song? No, nobody. Nobody I can think of. '70s love group right here on Bedtime Stories. Just about 14 minutes away from foreplay with Walter and Scotty. From the album My Brother's Keeper, this is I Want to Know Your Name, originally done by The Intruders here on Bedtime Stories. I want to know your name. Mm. Ooh, excuse me.
He's the love doctor with your prescription. Al Greer with Bedtime Stories. I wanna know your name. Oh, you look so good. I wanna know your name. What's your name, baby? I'd love it if I could. I'd like to take you home. What do I have to give? What do I have to give to come on the phone?
Curmudgeon. I love that word. Curmudgeon. Curmudgeon. You're kidding me. Oh, God. Gee, was I gone that long? I guess I was. Ooh. This is WOST Radio DB Chicago, WRLN Radio, a radio media station, WBOE, the best of everything, and of course, My Jam Radio. And it is Al Greer. Yeah. I stepped away for a minute because I had to go to the little boys' room. So, yeah, my timing was just a bit off. But I do know that foreplay is next.
Melvin, but better known as the Mellow Man, and his new hit, Thank You. He puts the soul in Southern soul, and he always delivers. The Mailman, and Thank You. Available on all download platforms and heard exclusively on WOSDRadio.com. Experience an unforgettable evening of purpose, passion, and inspiration at the Art of Life Gala, a breast cancer fundraiser in Chicago. Join us for a night of art, music, healing, and hope. Supporting breast cancer awareness, survival programs, education, and research. June 20th, 5 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. at Zal V Art Center at 1029 West 35th Street in Chicago, Illinois. Enjoy music by DJ Runnell, hosted by Marvin Giles. And don't forget to wear pink, bring hope, and make an impact. Get tickets and donate now at Eventbrite. For more information, call 773-993-7324. That's 773-993-7324. The Art of Life Gala, June 20th, 5 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. at Zaz Arts, 1029 West 35th Street in Chicago, Illinois. Remember, together we turn awareness into action. Presented in partnership with WCHL Biz Radio Chicago. Nine Out in France and Care Plus presents the National Cancer Survivors Day Survivor Celebration, Sunday, June 7th, from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Columbus Park Refectory, 5701 West Jackson Boulevard. There'll be games on wheels, free health screenings, a Michael Jackson tribute show featuring Rico Michael Jackson, Middle Eastern dance lessons, and music by Dr. Al Greer of WOSTRadio.com. It's free and open to all ages. To register, learn more, and purchase VIP tickets, visit www.carepluscares.org. www.carepluscares.org. Check-in will be required upon arrival. That's Sunday, June 7th, from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Columbus Park Refectory, 5701 West Jackson Boulevard. It's a survivor celebration on National Cancer Survivors Day, brought to you by Not Out in the Parks and Care Plus.
This is Bedtime Stories, of course, and your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Thank you so much for joining us. And it is time for foreplay. They got their name from their mom. Their mom, Betty Burke, said that their children looked like stair steps when lined up according to their age. Clarence Jr., Aloha, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, James Dennis, Kenneth, or Kenny as we know him. Of course, they attended Harlan High School here in Chicago. Their dad, Clarence Sr., was a detective for the Chicago Police Department. Yep. And he co-wrote songs with Clarence Jr., Gregory Fowler, and of course, the great Curtis Mayfield. After winning a first prize talent contest at the Regal, they received a recording contract, signed with Curtis Mayfield's label Windy City, and the rest was history. They had a great 5-year run. They came back afterwards in the 70s with a big hit called Ooh Child. But before that, before the Jackson 5, before the Silvers, way before DeBarge, there was the first family of soul here in Chicago. and they were known as the Five Stair Steps. Tonight, in foreplay, right here on Bedtime Stories. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
With Al Greer.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
actually selling directly to the advertiser. I agree to pay the network millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars. Okay, so this better work or I'm gonna feed you your house for a tip. That's a lot because you have big houses here.
Why can't we hear the music? Because if we play the music, I will get shut down by Facebook. I'm not allowed to play their music. Yes, we are in foreplay right now, Kimberly Patterson. Sorry about that. Wrapping up foreplay on Chicago's own 5 stair steps. Before the Jackson 5, before the Silvers, before DeBarge, there was a group called the 5 Stair Steps. They were active from 1965 through 1976, and then again from 1978 through 1983 as 2 different groups. Of course, the 5 Stair Steps, and then later on, they became the Invisible Man's Band. All right, and they did a song called All Night Thing, which was a big disco hit. Yeah, you can still hear it today. All Night Thing. It's going to be a, yeah. Pam Hawkins, thank you for joining us. Kimberly Patterson. And who else was there? I got to go back down to the, because it knocked one of them out. But the young lady who was asking why she couldn't hear the music, well, if I play the music through Facebook, it will get shut off. Now, I'm on Twitch, I'm on YouTube, and the music, on Twitch, it won't cut off. Twitch has got a different set of rules than Facebook and YouTube. So that's why you can't hear the music. Sorry about that. Sandra Parker. Yeah, there's the name. It is your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Kimberly Patterson said they can go to the website, WOSDradio.com, to hear the music. And then in the other browser or another window, you can hear me talking. Okay, got it? Good, okay. But yeah, they will not let me play the music. I've been trying for years to get around it. Anyway, wrapping up foreplay, like I said, on the 5 Stair Steps. For those of you who've never heard of them, that means you weren't from Chicago. They won a talent contest at the Regal Theater, met Curtis Mayfield. Curtis wrote and produced most of their big hits, and they had better harmony than the 5 Jackson boys. Their harmony was impeccable, thanks to their father, Clarence Burke Sr., and of course, Curtis Mayfield Jr. It is your peanut butter, excuse me. There, that's better. Your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Pam Hawkins, thank you for being on my live, because normally Pam is out there hustling, which is how I met her. She was doing a little thing they call Lyft and Uber. Yeah. Kim Patterson, what's going on? Y'all got to excuse me. My asthma is messing up. Yeah, it's that time of the year. Ooh, excuse me. So excuse me if I, sound like I'm short on breath. Yeah, pardon me. I have an inhaler, but yeah, you trying to stay awake. Why are you trying to stay awake? Is it, because of me? I hope not. Let me put my jelly back in the refrigerator before it goes bad. Lufer. Mm. There's nothing like watered down Kool-Aid. Why is my Kool-Aid watered down? Because they put too much doggone sugar in it. Too much. And me being a diabetic, yeah. I've been on call since 6 a.m. A girl is tired. I know you are. I could imagine. I don't know what 6 o'clock in the morning looks like anymore. Yeah, let me take that back. I wake up every hour on
They
hour.
tap their card and then they just look around like it's the first day of jail. And they go to grab the rail, but instead of grab it, they put a cloth in their hand first. And it's like, well, you're on the bus now. You're bus people. We're here. It seemed like you had a happy childhood, right? I mean, of course, I'm basing this on watching your comedy special, but yeah.
I had a great childhood.
It's the greatest love songs of all time with Al Greer on Bedtime Stories.
Oh, 6 o'clock in the morning. Kimberly, I got to thank you for that. The job lead, I sent them my resume and everything. And I really feel good. My gap is getting wider. I really feel good about this because it's a job that I can do here in my own studio. So there's nothing like working from home when you've had to go to work every day of your life for 8 hours. So I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to it. I got a real good feeling about it. You know, um, I think Dinah Lynn sent me something a few weeks ago. But I mean, if I can work from home and make that type of money and log in and just do what I do, that's great. I've been doing since I stopped working, leaving the house and driving to a building. um, I've gotten a lot of offers to do voiceovers and to MC. So, which is another one of the things that I do. I don't limit myself to just being a DJ because then that's all they'll hire you for. I don't limit myself to being a steppers DJ because steppers DJs don't make a lot of money. They only play a certain type of music. It depends on who the steppers DJ is. If it's Sam Chapman, his name carries a lot of weight. But if you're just Joe Blow DJ, you know, and when I and when I see all these DJs on these posters, I'm like, okay, DJ such and such, and DJ this and DJ that. I'm like, so who's getting paid and who's not? If I see too many people on there, it's like, okay, so one of y'all ain't gonna get paid, or somebody's gonna take a pay cut. If it's like more than 4 DJs, I'm like, that's a lot of DJs, playing one genre of music, which is normally house music. And don't get me wrong, I am a big house music fan, and it's got to be house music. I mean, there's a difference, Kim, between house music and juke. Juke is what I call that man-made stuff that somebody made in their basement or their bedroom or whatever. And that's fine. It's cool. But my music, my house music was from like 74, 75 all the way to like 78, 79. You know, that's my house music. Better known as just plain old disco. And to me, that is the true house music, because when you hear all these other house music songs or these juke music songs, what they do is they borrow something from a house music track or an original song and make a whole nother song out of it. But at its height, disco or house music was where you wanted to be. Any place that played house music, the playground, the warehouse, the what was the name of that place? You had to go down. It was like on Lower Wacker or something like that. Music Box and the Charlie Club. You that was the house music right there. That was real house music, or as we call just plain old disco. Yep. Right. Engineering and editing. Yeah. Oh, the job lead. Yeah. Well, they see my resume and see that I know what I'm doing. That is Luther and Michelle, originally done by, of course, the Beatles, which proves to you that Luther can sing anything. So he could have sang the phone book, or the ABCs, and it would have been a top 10 hit. Luther Vandross. Shout out to my brother from another mother, Gregory Gibbs, who did his Luther Vandross thing on Saturday at Theater 47 out in Park Forest, John Ruffin's Theater 47. We had an absolute ball. Yes, we did. Kim Patterson, thank you once again. Instead of downing me for my GoFundMe page, Sister Kimberly Patterson sent me a job lead. Shame on the rest of you all, okay? She sent me a job lead. And the job pays just as much as if I would go to a brick and mortar building for 8 hours. It's a job that I can do at home in my own studio. Thank you, Kimberly. For the rest of you all, shame on you. Shame on you. Anyway, it's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Andrew. I said I wasn't going to say anything about that. And I'm still not. I'm not going to give people the energy to down me. It's okay. All right. I see how you feel about certain things. They say, oh, we saw Al Greer with a brand new custom made leather suit. I've yet to see this leather suit that they're talking about. He's always clean when he goes out. Okay, what am I supposed to look like? Jay Clampett or Fred Sanford? Which one? Come out looking, dun, 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 dun. Come and listen to a story about a man named Al. No. I was watching Steve Harvey one day, and Steve said, I'm going to stay fly till I die. And that's for sure. If I'm homeless, I'm going to still find my clothes and put them on. I'll go to a cleaner's and buy something off the rack. It's what I do. My daddy always said, always be cool, always be clean. Thank you, Pamela. I support you as well. Here's Johnny Gill, giving my all to you. It's what I do every night. Monday through Thursday from 9 until midnight with Bedtime Stories. Yep, people would rather they'd rather see me fall down. What does that scripture say? They came to eat of my flesh, but they fell. Yeah. Sorry, it ain't gonna happen. Like that commercial says, never let them see you sweat. Mm-mm. That's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I'm always gonna be clean. I'm gonna stay fly till I die, and that's for sure. So don't be angry because I got on a brand new custom made leather suit. I'm like, where did that come from? First of all, the jacket that I had on was not leather, unless you're actually talking about the leather jacket that I do have. And that one came from Village Discount Clothing Center. In other words, it came from a secondhand store. It's nothing for me to go into a secondhand store and buy a suit off the rack that someone has worn. I just know how to pick out clothing. This shirt that I'm wearing was given to me by my pastor. Given to me. Excuse me. I'm getting upset. All right, here I go. Okay. The blue jeans that I'm wearing, because few people have ever seen me in blue jeans. All right, a little bit better. The blue jeans also came from my pastor. Yep. The jacket in question, the leather jacket, came from, like I said, the Village Discount Center. The pants, which look like leather, came from Wish.com. They came in a bag rolled up. They're not real leather. They just look leather against the leather jacket that I put on. The other suit that they may be talking about is a jacket that my pastor gave me. The sleeves were a little bit long, so I had it redone.
Bedtime stories.
Which cost me a whopping $30, I think. Considering he gave it to me and it was in great condition. So I still want to know, where this leather suit idea came from. But okay, I'll play along. I was told I needed to go back to work. Uh, I went past there the other day, and still, the doors are still locked. The gate is still up, so there is no job. Uh, the station that they're probably talking about is still using my voice, but that's about it. They're using my voice, which is kind of cool because it keeps my voice out there. So, but I was like, wow. So, well, isn't he getting paid for his work? Yeah, I get paid when I go out to work. I do, and that money goes straight to T-Mobile, the auto insurance, the auto payment, and that's it. I'm one of those guys where I will, I'll let you know. I'm honest. I'm upfront. I'm transparent in some instances. Although it's nobody's business, but since you're in my business, I'm going to tell you that it's none of your business because it just isn't. Like, you know, I'm just sorry people feel the way they feel about me. After almost, yeah, about 40 years in the almost 50 years in the business, it's like, oh, I squandered all my money. Is that what it is? You know, I mean, back in the day, yeah, I drove a BMW and an Acura and some other car. But now these days, I drive a practical car that gets me back and forth to where I gotta go. It's not a BMW. It's not a Cadillac. It's not even a Audi. It's just a plain old Nissan, Nissan Rogue. I love my car. I really do. You know, is it better than the BMW I had? Well, of course, nothing's better than a BMW. That's not a car. That's an automobile. But my BMW stayed in the shop more than it stayed on the road. So the Nissan is very practical. But I'm like, he had on a custom leather suit. I'm like, really? Hmm. I didn't see that in my closet, but thank you. Janet Jackson, come back to me right here on Bedtime Stories with the peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. That one sounds like the one I just played by Johnny Gill. Well, of course, they have the same producers, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. They have a certain sound that they do. Anyway, Kim Patterson, we were talking about me and the automobiles that I've had. Now, when I was single, I had a drop top Chrysler LeBaron, where every now and then the top wouldn't go up, like when it was raining or something. So I would have to raise it manually. So it was only cool when the sun was out. You can only drive that car one time of the year, and that is in the summertime. Well, I got fancy and I saw this BMW for $2,500 from this young guy who just didn't like it anymore because it's not cool when you're young to drive a luxury car like that. You know, his father gave it to him. Like, I don't want that, Daddy. That car stayed in the shop more than it stayed on the road. A tune-up for a BMW is $500, but it lasts, for 5 years. But what if you're in an accident and you total the car? You're out of $500. I'm just saying. Uh, Kimberly said, the maintenance on a BMW is crazy. She said, I had two. I had one, and that was enough. I love my Nissan. Gets me to where I have to go with little or no gas in it. There's no addition featuring Johnny Gill. Can you stand the rain on Bedtime Stories? Yep, that BMW I had, it was a nice car too. I I, I gotta say that it was a nice car. Sitting still, it was very nice. But as soon as I put that joker on the road, boy, it was like, uh, it was like a matter of time before that car was just gonna fall apart. And you can't get an alley mechanic on a BMW. A Chevy, a Ford, a Chrysler, yes. BMW, there aren't any alley mechanics, not even on the north side. You know, fix work on your BMW for you. Yeah, right. It's like no. Mm-mm.
songs of all time with Al Greer on Bedtime Story.
It can be a pain in the ass. Rolling up in the other place. The song that Johnny Gilden was sing, Boys to Men by New Edition, not to be confused with the group Boys to Men. Well, you know what that music means. That's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for staying up with me. Everybody over at WRLN Radio, like I'm speechless. Thank you so much. My own station, WOSD Radio, DB Chicago. WBOE, which belongs to the professor, Reggie Miles. I thank each and every one of you all for listening. Kimberly Patterson, um, Duran Williams, Pamela Hawkins, thank you so much for listening and for watching on Facebook. Miss Parker, I appreciate you. Miss Hill, I appreciate you as well. And everybody else who tuned in tonight. I really and truly appreciate you guys because, in the words of the Manhattans, there's no me without you. Make sure you make your donations via, via Zelle. I hate saying that. Via Zelle at alpgreer@gmail.com. That's Al P as in Paul, GREER at gmail.com. All donations are welcome, whether they are big or small. I truly appreciate this because this is totally a labor of love. In other words, I ain't getting paid for it. I get paid once a month. That's about it. But, once again, thank you so much. This means a lot to me. We'll do it again, God willing, tomorrow at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on these fine radio stations, WOSD, WRLN, which is Ray Neal Station, and of course WBOE, which belongs to Reggie Miles. Till next time, blue skies, green lights, and peace. Good night, Monique. And good night, everybody else. Oh, Stephanie, thank you so much. I forgot you. Stephanie God's Child. Love that name. Love that name. And everybody else, thank you so much. Um, Sorry I was distracted earlier and that I came in I came in late, but I recovered. The show was only 7 minutes into the show, so I was able to jump in and get in live. All right. Sweet dreams, everybody, everybody, everybody. And we will talk tomorrow night, Thursday night, right here on Bedtime Stories. Appreciate you guys. And peace out.